You cannot come to destroy a meeting.
In Nyeri County, frustration boiled as the residents stormed out of a public participation forum, voicing strong opposition to the impeachment. The event later turned into protest, reflecting deep divides within the local communities.
Angalia karatasi ambayo umeshika wewe mwenyewe na karatasi ambayo nimeshika ni karatasi mbili tofauti. Ile ambayo umeshika imeandikwa pande zote mbili. Ile ambayo nimeshika imeandikwa upande moja. Hii ni kumaanisha ya kwamba kulikuwa na uragai katika hii makaratasi. Ni kumaanisha ya kwamba hata hivi ambao tumekuja hapa inaweza kuonekana kama ni ceremonial.
We cannot watch a previous regime do the same thing and now we are watching this regime do the same thing. So we are here in support of the deputy president because we cannot see our Kikuyu people be removed from government.
And we are saying we don't want those things.
In Nakuru, residents protested, accusing the process of being deceptive. Demonstrators chanted slogans rejecting the impeachment and claimed that the documents distributed were fake.
And we cannot, hatuwezi impeach Gachagua kwa sababu moja ni kwamba the matter is unprocedural. Haifuati 21 days notice. Hii matter haifuati. They must go. We are closing this station.
In other areas where the activity was a success, some of the residents gave their reception against the impeachment, arguing that Gachagua, having been elected alongside President Ruto, should not face the impeachment alone. Those that were in favor of the impeachment argued that Gachagua's leadership has been divisive and damaging national unity.
Hii msaada ya Gachagua mimi siungi mkono kwa kutumuliwa kwa Gachagua. La pili hata hiyo signatures mimi siwezi sign kwa sababu anything can happen at any time. Kwa hiyo signatures Kenya ni ile.
As public participation is set to continue on Saturday, the reactions shown so far by the public leave a decision-making headache for the parliament on whether Gachagua stays or he goes. Caroline Muthoni reporting for EBN News.
Now, thanks, Carol. As public participation kicked off across the country, Kenyans took the opportunity to voice their dissent over Kenya Kwanza's policy, including the implementation of the Social Health Authority, the Adani JKIA takeover deal, and even the conduct of members of parliament themselves. Kenyans seemingly enraged with the convenience of the public participation of the special motion to impeach Gachagua, taking issue with not being given an opportunity to participate while making other policies.
Wakapigia Ruto kwa sababu ya Gachagua. Iko mara mbili vile watu walipiga kura. Kwa hivyo mwambie hawa sisi hatuwezi tenganisha hiyo harusi yao. Kama ni kutenganisha wote wawili waende. Hakuna haja sina danganyana. Nilienda Nairobi nikakuta ndereva na makanga. Dereva anasema anaendesha gari. Alafu makanga anasema woya. Sikujua hilo language. Sasa kama iko sabari kuva dereva, kuva makanga.
Mambo ya Adani, simukeleza mambo ya participation kwanza. Wewe unapeana mambo ya uwanja ya nchi na mtatuuliza sisi kama raia. Ya mwisho, Rigathi Gachagua aliletwa hapa na William Samoei Arap Ruto. Na yeye ndio alichagua yeye mwenyewe. Waende pamoja. Sisi hatukuleta hiyo mtu, sisi hatujui hiyo mtu. Alikuja tu wakati kwa tunatengeneza strategic plan. Akasema kwamba hiyo strategic plan ndio itatumika kwa serikali ya Kenya kwanza.
Motion ya kusema impeachment ya Gachagua. I want to tell the MPs, whatever you are doing is not what the people did. We didn't send you there to go and impeach Gachagua. If they must go, they go all of them. Because we are stubborn. Kwa sababu mimi nataka niseme kama mwananchi hapa mimi sijui Gachagua. I didn't know who chose Gachagua. Ruto brought Gachagua. He's telling us now kupitia MPs Gachagua ni mbaya. Na hiyo mimi nasema yeye kama anaenda na mjaka aende kwa sababu yake aende pamoja. Haya, kwa wajumbe, where is the MPs? Because they should be listening on what the people are saying in the ground. They should not be being paid in parliament to pass laws which are very useless to the people. For sababu, us coming to say we want to impeach Gachagua and having a public participation. Where is public participation for Adani Group?
Our parliament has been compromised, and the issues surrounding the impeachment of the deputy president is well choreographed, and they are not guilty. They are not, they are guilty and they are not innocent, because they cannot take the matter of impeaching the president as the core issue. Just like Linda has said, there are so much problems in this country that needs attention. The SHE or the SHA, the new medical program that is on board now, is frustrating the patients. Yes. And we saw it yesterday. One of them in the country was really frustrated when he could not meet his medical services.
A section of Kenyans now want both President William Ruto and the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to leave office as they were elected under the same ticket. This was echoed in Meru County and other regions during the public participation on the impeachment motion against the second in command.
We want peace. President, I beseech you in the name of the Lord. We want peace in Kenya, not about impeachment now. And if there will be impeachment, as both of you, you go home.
I think the mountain is coming to the realization that, first of all, charity begins at home. And when your brother is under attack, you're also under attack. Kunasema cha mwenzako kinyolewa tia chako maji. So in a way you're coming in a brotherhood. Maybe Gachagua may not be a saint, but how wrong is he? If you look at the trumped up charges, what if we dig deep and see what the others are doing? You have seen CSs who are just paupers the other day. They are flying all over and driving big machines. Is it Gachagua is not eating alone? No. The mountain has to come and defend itself. The mountain is under attack. And it's being used, it is being divided for it to be manipulated and to be ruled upon.
You don't kill your brother to inherit his wife. That is my maxim number one. Number two, you don't cause someone to raise you up on the tree. And when he is up there, he starts urinating on you. That is a dishonor. I am not supporting the motion to impeach the deputy president because it is inhuman. When Cain killed Abel, he did not inherit what was meant for Abel. So I want to tell the president and the deputy president, they keep their house in order, because what is happening in our country is total dishonor. We can't support that.
Maoni yangu, sita support Gachagua kuenda peke yake, na support wote waende wawili.
Inafaa ikuje ikiwa impeachment ya watu wawili, president na deputy president. Tulitoka asubuhi tukawapigia kura deputy president na Rigathi Gachagua. Sasa tumeona hata Rigathi Gachagua ametetea kahawa, imelipwa na pesa mzuri, ametetea majani, imelipwa na 63 shillings, pesa haijawahi lipa tena. Sisi hatuoni makosa ya Rigathi Gachagua atolewe kwa hii impeachment. Tunaomba president, usitake dunia ishike moto tena. Umeona tumetoka wakati wa Gen-Z, sasa unataka kutuleta kwa moto ingine. Hapa North hatuna maendeleo, hapa North hakuna kitu tumepata yako.
Now, the National Assembly has extended public participation on Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. According to National Assembly Clerk Samuel Njoroge, views will be submitted in the form of written submissions and memorandum at all the 290 constituency offices and those of the 47 women representatives across the country. Friday's public participation was organized in 47 centers, one each for every county. He stated that the form on the public participation may be picked physically at the designated offices or downloaded on the Parliament website. The extension follows a High Court order directing the National Assembly to organize another round of public participation in all constituencies. This came after a petition filed by Muge Law Advocates on behalf of the Kirinyaga woman representative Jane Njeri Maina, as the matter was certified as urgent. And of course, that is the latest from the National Assembly clerk on the extension of public participation. You can go to your member of Parliament of your constituency, pick the particular form, then write your submissions as well as memorandum. Activist Morara Kebaso found himself scuttling for safety at Bomas of Kenya after chaos erupted during the public participation exercise on the impeachment motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. The incident ensued following an altercation with Kebaso's henchmen and unknown individuals seeking him to leave the premises. Kebaso is renowned for exposing the government's quote-unquote dirty laundry, defiantly threw his fists in the air, showing a solidarity approach as he stood his ground.
The violence at Bomas, where our client Morara was seen being attacked from all corners. We saw seats, and we are talking of metallic seats being thrown at him, and he was hit. In fact, we saw him getting attacked on live television, and we want to thank Citizen and the other media houses that covered it. We do know that he's not well, and that is why he has not come to court. We want to thank the court for the indulgence they have extended to us as his legal team, to note that indeed, because of the violence, our client has been injured and is undergoing treatment at the Nairobi hospital as we speak. We must condemn this ugly head of violence that is being reared in our country. And we have seen this in post-election violence, in terms of pre-election violence, and we blame this totally on the president and his ruling coalition that has subjected the country to an unnecessary process that was not really a priority.
Unfortunately, again, we have seen the level of violence across the country, and called for, including attacking a young man in the name of Morara just because he showed up at the Bomas. And what we are now witnessing is really a clawback of all the gains that we had during our 2010 constitutional movement. We saw this during the 2007 difficulties that we had in the country. It started this way, slowly, violence before elections, that ended up was election violence, where we lost over 1,300 people. William Ruto has set this country again on the long path.
In Bungoma County, residents came out in large numbers to participate in the public participation exercise that had been launched out across the country. Members of Parliament John Makali of Kanduye constituency, Didmas Baraza of Kimilili constituency, and Fred Kapondi of Mount Elgon led the exercise. Duncan Koba reports.
In Bungoma County, leaders affiliated to Kenya Kwanza coalition have led the voters from the county to sign petition to remove the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua from the office. Led by Kandui MP John Makali and his Kimilili counterpart Didmas Baraza, they stated categorically their reasons on why they support the motion to oust a Deputy President.
Regardless of whatever we want, regardless of whatever we say, our country must be able to move on. Na huo ndio msimamo sisi tumechukua. Mimi niliweka signature na nasema Rigathi must, Rigathi Gachagua aondoke, na sio kwa kutembea, aondoke kwa kukimbia. Na sio tu kwa kukimbia, akikimbia hatua 5 anageuka nyuma, anaongeza mwendo kasi, anaenda mbio zaidi. Hivyo sisi tumeamua Rigathi Gachagua atembee aende. Pesa mnasikia ile anasema milioni 200 zilikuwa kwa akaunti yake zilifungiwa. Saa hizi hiyo zilikuwa za nani? Zilitoka wapi? Na mtu ya Bungoma hapa alifaidika hata mmoja.
However, Citizens from different quarters appear to be in support of the motion to oust the deputy president, while others oppose the issue, saying that the president and his deputy should solve their differences and put the interest of Kenyan voters at heart by accomplishing what they promised to them during the campaign.
It's not over. President na mheshimiwa Gachagua wakae chini kwa sababu ya mshikamano wa nchi na utulivu wa nchi, waweze kuridhiana, waweze kusuluhisha katika meza palipo watu wawili.
What we are doing now to me is useless. MPs wataenda kukaa tarehe 8. How about sisi tukisema sahi kwamba Gachagua, tunataka Gachagua akuwe deputy, na tarehe 8 hao jamaa wakae chini waseme Gachagua tukutaki, watakuwa wamefuata yetu ama watakuwa wamefuata yao?
Warudishe sheria ya vice president. Hii sheria ya deputy president imekataa Kenya hawezi. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu Uhuru alishindwa na Ruto na Rigiji sasa wanashindwa. Sasa sheria hiyo ni mbaya ya deputy president. Warudishe gani? Ya vice president. Thank you.
Papa wa Roma akijaribu kuomba at least slots zetu za 30% zenye president wetu Ruto alikuwa amempromise, Gachagua akasimama mbele akasema kwamba Wetangula wewe nyamaza, hizo slots zenye mlipewa zimewatosha. Na yeye huko kwao Mlima huko anazidi tu kuomba. Yeye ni kama anataka kujibenefit yeye mwenyewe peke yake na watu wa Mlima.
After the completion of collecting signatures to send the deputy president packing, the MPs will now embark to the National Assembly next Tuesday for special session, as the DP will be preparing to defend himself thereafter.
Hivyo tafadhali, Gachagua impeachment yake si halali kabisa. Tuanzie mipango mizuri na tuendeshe vizuri. Naibu wa rais akitetea watu wake wa Mlima, yeye ako sawa, tunaunga, aendelee kutetea watu wake. Na kama ni ukabila, siasa ya Kenya ni ukabila kila mahali, si naibu wa rais peke yake.
Duncan Koba for EBN News, Kandui constituency, Bungoma County.
Well, thank you, Koba, for that report. Now, public participation on the impeachment of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua took place in Mombasa County at the Tononoka Social Hall. The exercise was carried out at the constituency level across 290 constituencies countrywide. Mombasa residents who gave out their opinions differed on the ouster of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Some participants suggested that both the president and his deputy should vacate office.
Ruto tayari yeye mwenyewe ni mfisadi, yeye mwenyewe anafanya corruption. Kama Gachagua anafanya corruption, samaki ni kichwa na Ruto ndio corrupt.
Gachagua ameandikiwa 11 hapa mashtaka 11 na mimi nina mashtaka 21 dhidi ya Ruto. Unasikia? Nina mashtaka 21 dhidi ya Ruto. Hatuwezi kubali kwamba Gachagua aende nyumbani na Ruto apaki.
Hakuna mbunge yoyote ambaye hajakula pesa ya hongo. Kwa hivyo tukisema tunamsulubisha Gachagua ni kweli amefanya makosa, lakini kuko na matatizo mengi ndani ya hii nchi. Tuko na kesi ya Adani, mambo ya medical inaelekea, lakini wabunge wameleta hili swala ili sisi wa Kenya tusahau hilo jambo. Naomba kuambia ya Kenya kwamba pamoja na makosa yote ambayo Gachagua amefanya, tuangalie kule mbele. Ikiwa ni kwamba Gachagua aende nyumbani, basi nadhani kwamba bunge lote na rais pia nao waende nyumbani.
Mambo ya Gachagua hatutaki kusikia. Kama anaongea kuhusu Mlima, rais anafanya mambo ya ukabila. Gachagua yake ni kuongea, rais anafanya. Ni nani ana dhambi kubwa? Ni nani ana dhambi kubwa? Kama Gachagua yake ni kuongea tu, mbona rais afanye? Maana Gachagua hana kalamu ya kusaini mahali. Rais ndio mwenye wino wa kusaini mahali. Watu wanaajiriwa kila mahali ni Mkalenjini. Mbona hiyo tuongei? Mnapoteza muda wa bunge, mnapoteza resources za bunge kwa sababu ya mambo ambayo hayana msingi katika taifa.
Leo vijana wana shida ndani ya Mombasa, wanatokea sehemu ambayo hatujui tunakuja fanya nini. Sasa huyu Gachagua ni mtu wa kukaa miaka 5 amalize, kama kuachana waachane baada ya miaka 5. Lakini sasa hii Mkenya na shida na Ruto hatuoni kazi yote anaifanya kwa muda huu wa miaka 3.
Ikiwa umefanya makosa ofisini, violation of the constitution, then my friend, lazima utaenda nyumbani. Na pia ikiwa hii inaendelea impeachment, rais ukumbuke kwamba ukiona mwenzako yonyolewa chako kitie maji.
Ruto, wacha kumuondoa Gachagua. Ukimuondoa Gachagua nenda naye.
Now, Azimio leaders led by Eugene Wamalwa and Jeremiah Kioni have criticized President William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza administration for getting their priorities wrong and concentrating on impeachment rather than working for Kenyans. The two leaders further accused the head of state for clawing the country back and pushing their political agenda instead of development agenda.
No, today was a day set aside for public participation on the impeachment of the deputy president. I think a lot of time and money has been spent on what we think was totally unnecessary. When you look at what this country is going through, parents are unable to take their children to college, families are unable to put food on the table. We have challenges in hospitals where people are being told to give cash before they are treated, including patients who are undergoing dialysis, and they have been turned away. The country is in a serious crisis, and these are matters that should be taking our focus and our attention as a nation, not a public participation exercise over some power play in the ruling coalition. It is a sad day for Kenya. But what is even sadder is the violence that has accompanied this process. And this violence has been seen across the country. We've seen it in Kiambu, where our client, Governor Waititu was, and up to now we do not know what happened to him, but we do know there was violence there. And not just in Kiambu, in Nyeri, the entire Mount Kenya and other parts of the country.
William Ruto has no capacity to stand before Kenyans and address the Kenyans on the issues that are of concern to them. Just like my colleague has mentioned, we have a collapsing education system, we have a collapsing health system, we have scandals all over. Perhaps they may have used the day to hand over our airport to Adani. We have scandals now in the judiciary, and there was no reason as to why we should have continued with this process of impeachment if it is not a diversionary tactic that is being used by William Ruto.
All right, now to other news making headlines. Political activist Morara Kebaso, who was injured in a chaotic incident at the Bomas of Kenya, is now a free man after a court quashed a cybercrime charge against him on the grounds that it was flawed. In discharging Kebaso, Milimani Chief Magistrate Lucas Onyina said the charge was for an offense known to the law, but the particular offense didn't capture the requisite elements of the offense as defined under the Cybercrime Act. The decision to discharge Kebaso was made in his absence after his lawyer Pareno Solonka told the court that he was attacked by goons at the Bomas of Kenya during the public participation on the impeachment motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
And that the charge sheet is defective, that the particulars of offense speak to defamation, which is no longer a criminal offense but a civil wrong, that the accused person is clearly not able to understand what he is responding to, and that the court has discretion under Section 89, subsection 5 of the Criminal Procedure Code to reject the charge, and that the charge sheet has not been framed in line with the provisions of sections 134 and 135 of the Criminal Procedure Code, and that the particulars of offense are not supportive of the charge. On his part, the prosecution counsel submitted mainly, in summary, that the particulars are sufficient to enable the accused person to respond to the charge, and that the court need not go into the merits of the case at this stage. The issue for determination at this stage is whether there is merit in the application for rejection of the charge under Section 89, subsection 5 of the Criminal Procedure Code as sought. Key consideration being whether the charge as framed discloses an offense known in law. The charge against the accused person has been preferred under Section 27 of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act.
Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke has urged the people of Bungoma to embrace the government's efforts in improving health in the county, saying that the Social Health Insurance Fund, after its launch, will be a relief for many Kenyans who have been experiencing difficulties in getting medical treatment. Speaking in Malakisi village in Bungoma County, Waluke has asked Kenyans who pay for NHIF not to have doubts, saying that the money will be used for the new insurance.
Matibabu wameleta kitu inaitwa SHA. SHA hii inafanya, wamesema ita improve zaidi kuliko NHIF. Tuingie katika hiyo SHA, because ukikataa kesho uko hospitali na bili imepanda na hauna pesa. Hauna pesa ya kulipia wewe, na kama umelipa kwa hiyo utalipiwa. So tuingie hapo. Mabadiliko ikikuja kwa inji, hata sisi pia tunabadilika immediately. Tusichukue muda. Kiti ya kuuza kuku moja unalipa, na itakuwa free kama itahitaji hiyo malipo zaidi. Unawacha kuku nyumbani, ugonjwa unakuja na uwa zote, alafu unaanza kulialia hapo, unakuwa mgonjwa, labda kansa, labda uko na TB, ngao TB unatibua bure. Na mimi mbunge wenyu, hiyo ndio kazi na haki ya ukweli ambao mimi naelezea nyinyi. Inji hii inahitaji kila mtu, kila mmoja.
All right, so that is where we wrap it up tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you're up to date with what is making headlines across the country. What a weekend it's going to be as well. We'll be waiting to look at what develops. But of course, see you Monday on Morning Live from 7 a.m. And we'll be having an all-round conversation about what happened today and what will be happening on the weekend. So hopefully I'll see you on Monday morning, God willing. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourself a wonderful night.